Let me be honest with you. At this point, I have absolutely no idea when the update will drop. And if I'm being real, every day that goes by, it feels like I'm starting to lose my mind a little bit. Every time I think, okay, this is it, the update is finally coming today, it doesn't happen. And if I'm being honest, it's starting to really frustrate me. At this point, I really believe that if Dead Rails doesn't get an update within the next week, the game is just going to die out. The player count has been steadily dropping, and I don't want to see it hit rock bottom. Look at the numbers on the official Roblox page for Dead Rails. 57,000 online players, and when I went to record background footage for this video, it was only 45,000. That's not good at all. We're at the point where if the devs don't release an update, and soon, Dead Rails could be forgotten. I really don't want that to happen, but that's the reality if we don't get something soon. I mean, I get it. Rico Miller was on a break, and he said that updates will start coming out regularly now, based on his new schedule, every 2 weeks. But here's the thing, we need something soon. I understand that the devs are working hard, but we've already gone over a month without any updates, and the game's online player count is showing the effects of that. I'm not hating on the devs at all. Dead Rails is a fantastic game, and I really want to see it thrive. I just think that without an update soon, it's going to start losing players and eventually fade into the background. So let's stay hopeful and keep doing what we love. Talking about Dead Rails, sharing concepts, and trying to make the game better. I'm doing what I can by taking the best ideas from the Dead Rails Discord and bringing them to you in this video. I'm not clickbaiting anyone, I'm genuinely sharing concepts I think could improve the game. These ideas have been discussed by the community and have gained a lot of attention, so I hope the devs might see them and think about incorporating them into future updates. Before we get into the concepts though, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Your support helps the video get seen by more people, and the more people that see it, the better the chance the devs or helpers will come across these ideas and take them into consideration. Thanks in advance for your support. Now let's get into the ideas. First concept, Outlaw House, a new location. Let's start with a concept I'm really excited about, Outlaw House. This would be a new location where 5 to 10 outlaws spawn, all armed with revolvers. The house would be a dangerous spot, and when you take out all the outlaws, one of them would drop a key and 2 bonds. The twist comes when you head up to the second floor. There's a locked door that you can only open with the key. Inside, you'll find a ray gun, think alien weapon, and 10 bonds. But that's just the beginning. You now have 2 options. You can leave with your loot, or you can choose to fight the mini-boss. This mini-boss comes with 2 horseman guards, and he's armed with a rifle, making him tougher than the regular outlaws you've faced so far. Once you defeat them, you get a fire-shooting sword as a reward. But here's the best part. Once you defeat the mini-boss, you can capture the house and make it your own base. The outlaws inside will revive as friendly NPCs, and they'll even help defend your base. At the entrance, a laser defense system will protect the base from any zombies, and only players can access it. You'll also unlock an armory and a control room in the basement, where you can manage turrets, security cameras, and enable the laser defense system. This gives you a whole new dynamic for defense and loot collection. Okay, let's get to another idea about the animations. One way to really make Dead Rails feel more immersive is by adding cutscenes for some of the key structures in the game. Imagine entering a place and suddenly being pulled into an animated sequence that sets the tone for the danger ahead. For example, in Sterling Mines, as you walk into the area, you could trigger an animation where a dynamite blast is hurled towards you. But you manage to deflect it, sending it straight to a zombie miner. That's when the battle begins, and you know the stakes have just gone up. Then picture yourself at the Tesla lab. After you activate Nikola Tesla, a cutscene could play where a horde of zombies starts approaching from a distance, preparing you for a massive fight that's about to erupt. This would set the stage for an intense battle, making the entire encounter feel like a bigger event in the storyline. Moving to Castle, imagine walking near the entrance when, out of nowhere, a vampire teleports behind you and pins you to the ground. You struggle but manage to shove it off and kill it. This small but cinematic moment adds tension and drama, turning a standard encounter into something much more thrilling. In Stillwater Prison, As you approach the gate, an animation could trigger where a crossbow nearly strikes you in the head, but you narrowly dodge it. As you turn, you spot a crossbow prisoner, and when you defeat them, more enemies rush to your location. The sudden escalation of danger would make this a much more engaging experience. Then there's Stillwater Prison 2, just before you get the Excalibur. Here, a huge explosion shakes the area as Goliath punches a wall with his bare hands. He tries to shoot you with a cannon, and that's when the fight begins. This dramatic moment would immediately ramp up the excitement and tension, signaling that something huge is about to go down. Finally, in the enemy outpost, once you turn the crank to unlock the area, a cutscene could play showing outlaws arriving on horseback. They'd be armed with new weapons like the firework gun, revolver, Mauser, or even the elephant rifle or blunderbuss. This would set the scene for an epic showdown, preparing you for a tougher fight with more enemies, all while giving you a chance to plan your next move. These cutscenes would not only add a cinematic touch, but also make the world of Dead Rails feel richer and more immersive. Every major event would be enhanced, creating more dynamic and exciting gameplay. It would turn every encounter into an experience rather than just another fight. What do you think? Would this add something new to the game? Let me know in the comments. Okay, another idea is to make the towns in Dead Rails feel more rewarding and exciting to explore. Right now, after 30 kilometers, players usually have enough money to finish the game, and looting extra towns just feels unnecessary. What if towns had more surprises to make exploration feel worthwhile? After Town 1, each town could have one of 4 types of horses, but these would be guarded by 10 to 30 special enemies. This would make exploring towns feel fresh and unpredictable, especially since the horses wouldn't always be in the same order. In later towns, new types of liquids could spawn, making them valuable for different classes. There could also be new enemy types like vampires, werewolves, and armed zombies to increase the challenge and keep things interesting. Before you reach the final outlaw zone, you'd have to complete extra tasks like fixing broken rail tracks, clearing dead bodies, and fighting through enemy-infested zones. If you skip these tasks, enemies will follow you and attack near the final destination. The bridge won't lower until all enemies are cleared, adding more challenge to the late game. Another cool concept involves adding new animals and NPCs to the game. Buffalo could spawn in random groups just like horses. You could tame them with a saddle, and unlike horses, buffaloes would be faster, making them a valuable addition to your team. Along with the buffaloes, hillbillies would spawn on them. These hillbillies would charge at you, attacking with cavalry swords, shovels, or Mausers. When you loot a barn, instead of zombies, hillbillies would attack you. You could sell buffaloes at the trading post for $15 and hillbillies to the sheriff for $20. Both animals could also be used as fuel for your train. Next up, let's talk about improving the horse class. After riding 50 different horses, you could unlock the dash ability. This would allow your horse to dash 15 studs per second, knocking back up to 3 enemies in the process. It would have a 5-second cooldown, so you could use it strategically to clear enemies in your way. For those who love the unicorn, there's a special unicorn upgrade. This would be unlocked after covering yourself 100% in unicorn blood 5 times and riding 5 unicorns. It would increase the dash length, knockback, and damage. If you dash through a line of zombies, you can one-shot the first 3, deal massive damage to the next 3, and knock back the rest. Imagine this mutant. He's called the Juggernaut, and he's easily one of the toughest zombies in Dead Rails. He's huge, overpowered, like he's mutated from several people at once. His massive body is covered in swollen veins, scars, and strange, dark skin, as if he's not quite alive but not entirely dead either. He moves slowly, but each step feels like death is closing in, ground shaking, with the sound of each step muffled, like the impact of a hammer. You'll find him in places like abandoned cities, where no one has lived for ages. He roams the streets like a hunter, looking for any victim he can find. Sometimes you'll hear him before you see him, his heavy breathing, as if he's constantly in a state of rage. When it comes to combat, the Juggernaut has insane amounts of health, and he barely takes damage from gunfire. Bullets hit him, but they do almost nothing. Explosions and fire don't faze him either. The reason? His skin is so dense it literally absorbs the damage. But there's a weakness, He's vulnerable only to sharp objects, and the key point is that you can only hit him in the back. His skin is too thick in the front, but the back is where you can land a hit. So yes, you can kill him, but you either need to sneak up on him or play in a team. One person distracts him, while the other goes for the weak spot in his back. Defeating the Juggernaut rewards you with rare loot, like a unique melee weapon with bonuses against armored enemies, or even rare resources for upgrading your train. And I gotta say, he looks terrifying. A giant with a distorted face, the eyes, old wounds, and the feeling that you couldn't even scratch him. These concepts are just a few ideas that could really improve Dead Rails. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. Thanks again for your support. Hopefully these ideas will get noticed by the devs, and we'll see some of them added in future updates.